I can really say is just, wow. This April 29th, 2019 Forbidden List is meta changing. And even more importantly, I think that an in-depth analysis is definitely the call for, especially since a lot of people already messaged the list and completely spoiled the reaction list from me. So in this video, I'm not only going to be talking about what was forbidden, limited, semi-limited, and unlimited, I'm also going to be giving you guys an in-depth analysis. What can we expect from the next format? And since we have a little bit of spice on it, we're going to compare it to our prediction list because pretty much we were 100% correct about everything Konami wanted to do. I'm TheCaliEffect, and if you guys want to see more videos like this, then go and destroy that subscribe button. But more importantly, go ahead and that notification bell because, well, we just too strong. Also want to give a special thanks to every single one of my Patreons. Without you guys, videos like this would not be possible. And also a mad shout out to our newest Patreon, Christopher Craft. Make sure you add yourself to that Discord as well as message me or one of my admins so we can get you into the top dogs so you can take advantage of all your rewards. And while we are talking, don't be a glue eater, ladies and gentlemen. Follow me on social media. You'll get more information in this YuGiOh. You'll also get fitness goals and everything in between. If you guys want to know the man behind the camera, well, social media is the perfect place to know TheCaliEffect. Without further ado, I present to you an in-depth analysis on the April/May 2019 format. So one thing I want to touch back on was my prediction list video. If you guys are one of the top dogs, the guys that have that bell destroyed and are too strong, you probably have seen my prediction list video. And it's strikingly almost the exact same as this Forbidden List. Did we get the cards correct? Not really, but the exciting thing about this list and the reason why I can break it down so easily is because it's literally the exact same concept as our list. Starting off with band, we're going to be talking about Summon Sorceress, and wow, while we didn't have it hit on our list, it actually addresses every single thing we were talking about for a few specific decks. The first thing that it does is it addresses the Burning Abyss FTK. If you guys know, I was talking about a basically a one card combo where you summon Mathematician and you can make Galen Duel and Red Eyes Darkness Metal and inflict damage to your opponent continuously to win the game. In our prediction list, we wanted to hit Galen Duel or Red Eyes Flare Metal Dragon because we already addressed so many other aspects into the list by hitting other cards. Now, Summon Sorceress actually does show up so many problems, it is insane. And I kind of feel stupid for not just putting Summon Sorceress on our ban list because we would have been able to leave other cards off the list completely. Basically, what Summon Sorceress does is not only does it stop the Burning Abyss FTK that's coming out in Dark Neostorm, but it also addresses the Danger Thunder Dragon problem. The fact that Danger Thunder Dragon can have a Batteryman Solar and Black Dragon Calip Servant and essentially put 3 negates on the board for free, as well as being able to possibly draw 4 cards and stack their hand however they wish. I mean, Summon Sorceress was a huge proprietor to that. It allowed them to get Eclipse Wyvern to their side of the field, which essentially searched their Chaos Dragon Levianeer, which allowed them to play off of so many amazing boards. Summon Sorceress ban definitely stops all of that riffraff. And one more thing that Summon Sorceress being banned addresses is the transition that Orcust players have into that Phantom Knights engine. Summon Sorceress being banned really does limit the fact that a lot of Dark players want to play that Orcust engine, get into the Summon Sorceress, summon other cards, and then have an additional monster to transition into that PK engine. Now, is that completely dead? Not even close, but Summon Sorceress ban definitely does address this problem. One of the cards that we told you so about is Rank Up Magic Launch being banned. Now, Rank Up Magic Launch is another soft hit to all Danger decks and Orcust decks. Why? Well, because a lot of Dark variants want to sit on an Azathoth on your opponent's turn, which essentially prevents them from playing Yu-Gi-Oh! But that isn't the only problem with Rank Up Magic. A lot of players just seem to forget about DDD King Kali Yuga. The fact that Pendulums have access to a card like Azathoth means that there can only be more Dark monsters that Konami would probably want to make that Rank Up Magic would get in the way of. I think that banning this card is the surefire way thing to do because Azathoth in a perfect world is actually a healthy card against a hand-trapped deck. I think that Rank Up Magic Launch is probably the best card to be banned out of this situation, and I apologize PK players, but it is a pretty problematic card. The next card to be hit in the last card is number 95, Dark Matter Dragon. Now, the thing that I don't like about this forbidden list is that we had 3 cards that were forbidden, but there are quite a few cards on the forbidden list that could come off. So if you're gonna take stuff away, Konami, you must give it back. I want you guys to post down below in the comment section, what cards do you think should have been off the list in this forbidden list? But number 95, Dark Matter Dragon, is almost like we kind of should have seen it coming. It's a very dangerous card, a 4,500 attack monster that can attack multiple times, but that's not where its utility comes from. The best part about Dark Matter Dragon is that it is a walking dragon shrine times 2 times 1. Okay, it's a walking foolish burial times 3 for dragon decks. Dragons are becoming more and more powerful, and being able to summon number 95 to send your guard dragon cards to extend and pop up with your combos is becoming a lot more dangerous. You combine that with the fact that number 95 Dark Matter cannot be negated by normal means. Cards like Ash Blossom and Joyous Spring and Effect Veiler don't affect Dark Matter because sending from your deck to the graveyard is cost. Dark Matter is a card that everybody should have seen as being addressed, and it actually gives us a glimmer of hope, because if they're hitting cards like Dark Matter, especially when the only real competitive deck for Dark Matter is Danger Blue Eyes, we can hope and assume that we're getting more dragon support, which will allow us to be too strong. To the limited list, Lady Debug, and there is that hit that I was talking about in our prediction list that Salad needed. Salomon Greats are very powerful, and losing Lady Debug does necessarily nothing except for one thing that we were talking about. Forces you to buy new product because Salomon Great will get more support. I think that this is a very savvy move by Konami, and I think that it doesn't necessarily hurt Salomon Great in any way, shape, or form, especially once we start getting more support. And of course, you guys have to get it because Lady Debug doesn't exist as that generic card that can search you your Salomon Greats and allow you to pop off with your combos. Right now, I still think that Salomon Greats are a tier 1 deck, just a little bit slowed down, but not as much as the other decks on this list. Fatum Skyblaster to 1, I still feel that Saryuja should be in place of Fatum Skyblaster, but when you really think about it, Fatum Skyblaster is a problematic card. Dark decks love this card. Being able to plop a Fatum Skyblaster along with another monster in your field can instantly net you a free Saryuja, which means that you'll be able to draw 4 cards, get a special summon, and increase the attack of all your monsters that Saryuja points to. So yes, Fatum Skyblaster is a problematic card. And if we look back at it, so many token generators like Gofu and Scapegoat have been hit, so Fatum Skyblaster should definitely follow the line. Yes, it does eat up your normal summon, and it's pretty much only dedicated to certain decks that don't need their normal summon, but let's face it, as long as danger exists, Fatum Skyblaster probably should be on this list. Last on the limited is not the exact hit we were talking about, but pretty much there. Instead of a Sky Striker Widow Anchor being hit, they actually went ahead and limited Sky Striker Ace Kagari. Now, I'm actually conflicted about this Ace Kagari hit. Why? Because I have 3 ultimate rares, but I think that it's a very smart hit. Sky Strikers have been one of the most dominant decks in Yu-Gi-Oh! And the problem with being dominant for a very long time is that players get bored of the format, or it gets stale, or people just start to complain and cry. Hitting Sky Strikers won't necessarily kill the deck. I think Kagari to 1 is a little bit harsher than Metal Wickle Anchor to 1, but I do think that the Sky Striker deck did need to be addressed because all of the other strategies were addressed, and we already know that Sky Striker was the best deck, so hitting the other strategies around it and not hitting Sky Strikers is definitely not addressing the elephant in the room. Kagari to 1 does hurt the deck a lot, but I still think it'll be very, very competitive and viable for formats to come. Moving on to the semi-limited is another card that I told you guys about, Super Polymerization to 2. I know on our prediction list we had it coming to 3, but the 2 has the exact same effect. Why? Multiple negate decks, watch out. There's a new sheriff in town. I genuinely think that Super Polymerization is probably one of the most healthy cards in Yu-Gi-Oh! Why? Because decks like Pendulum, Old Danger, Thunder Dragon, Crusadia, and whatever deck that you guys want to play is going to make some multiple negate boards. And normally they don't have to worry about too much, but Super Poly. Super Poly not only allows you to use your opponent's monsters as fusion material, your opponent can't respond to that. The fact that now your opponent has to be cautious with their boards is something very much welcomed inside of Super Poly. I think that it's a very fine card, and at 1, it felt too sacky. At 2, it feels a lot better. The best thing about Super Polymerization is that it doesn't just work for stopping your opponent's multiple negate boards. Decks that don't have an extra deck, aren't heavily reliant on an extra deck, or just plain on fusion decks get a huge boost, because now they have a card that they can activate in their battle phase, fusion summon another monster, and then poke for more damage if not gain. I think that Super Polymerization is a very healthy card because not only does it address those multiple negate boards that your opponent will make, well, most of them are dark and you can just super poly them away, it also allows other fusion decks to play Yu-Gi-Oh! And the last card on this list, moving on to Unlimited, it's Miscellaneousaurus to 3. This was definitely a complete, oof moment for me. Of course it's a card that could have always went to 3, but the more and more you think about it, it's like, why? We know that Konami always has a reason to unlimit cards. And if you're just giving us Miscellaneousaurus to 3 out of the kindness of your heart, I'm just not gonna buy it. I think that Miscellaneousaurus to 3 is definitely a way for Konami to push the Dino Wrestler archetype. But I'm kind of conflicted because it feels that either Shadow Dinosaur, Crew King Dinosaur, and even just Lost World Dinosaur are way better variants. Only time will tell what are Konami's true intentions to Miscellaneousaurus, and when Dark Neostorm comes out, I can't wait to try out those new Dino Wrestler cards. Maybe that's their exact goal. Overall, I don't have too many complaints about this Forbidden list. Well, I mean, I have one huge complaint. El Shaddai Construct didn't come to 3. And while I will take the Super Polymerization because that is a huge boost to Shadow Dinos or any Shadow deck in particular, I'm kind of upset that a card that made no impact into an entire format isn't put off the list. It doesn't make any sense. Yes, I do understand Construct to 3 might make some huge waves at 3, but you gotta actually get there to see if it'll happen. I think it'll provide another viable deck. Qliphort Scout to 3 is another card that baffles me. I wanted to see Qliphorts at full power, and I wanted to see Necros get more support inside of just having great cards. Those are cards that definitely confused me, but maybe I'm just a 2014 Yu-Gi-Oh player at heart. More importantly, I want to know what you guys think should have came off the list, should have put on the list, and everything in between. Post down below in the comment section, ladies and gentlemen. It's going to be really fun to read them all. Thank you guys so much for watching another segment of The Cali Effect. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, go ahead and give it a like. And if you didn't, let us know in the comment section what we could do to be better. Please like, comment, subscribe. But most of all, enjoy. I hope you guys are having a great day like I am.